Hey everybody, my name's Calc and welcome to another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. Please don't get mad that I'm not playing a Trudon here, but I found a little game on Steam called DinoBlade. It's essentially Dark Souls but dinosaurs, and you can't tell me that that doesn't sound cool as hell, right? Giving a dinosaur a gigantic greatsword, giant hammers, swinging them around, come on. That alone is cool. Now this is not going to be like a full playthrough of the game, since it is just a demo. Demo took me about 40 minutes, but I'd like to kind of give you a bit of a synopsis so you can decide if you want to get it for yourself. The game starts you off kind of simple. There's no context of what's going on. You spawn, and there's a sword in front of you. Once you pick up the sword, the game's going to put you through like a 5-minute, 7-minute tutorial. It's going to run you through the very basic attacks, things like your light attacks, how to lock onto targets, how to swap targets, heavy attacks, blocking, and parrying. So I'm just going to include some little snippets of what I would consider the highlights for myself regarding the demo. Just because, one, the game kind of should speak for itself. You're a dinosaur with a sword. What more do you guys need? Now the game does have a healing dance. Call it the healing dance. But it wouldn't be fun just to swing around a sword. It's got a bunch of fun little combos that you can do with light attacks, heavy attacks, and you can even jump as well as launch an attack from the air. And with any kind of Souls-esque game, you're going to have your blocks and your parries. This game ties the bow to the same button, so if you block just at the right time, it'll initiate the parry, but it does not cause any kind of stuns. Small, medium, and heavy targets, just like with every sort of Souls-esque game, they're going to have different challenges, different attack patterns, and just different ways to have to deal with them. See, the Carnotaurus is the first real medium-sized enemy. Super cool. Loved it. And just like with Dark Souls as well, you have essentially the bonfires, which are these stone monoliths. They kind of scattered around on the track. Now, unlike Dark Souls, which is kind of more like an open world exploration kind of thing, this game definitely seems to have some sort of underlying story. Being stuck in the prehistoric times after some grand cataclysmic event that somehow gave dinosaurs the ability to wield weapons. And throw fire from their swords, which, I'm not going to complain. That just seems cool as hell. This area right here is actually right before the first boss. During this entire time kind of leading up to it, throw maybe 1, 2, 3 enemies at you just to kind of see how you handle it. But just like with Dark Souls and any kind of game like that, go ahead and farm these different enemies to get XP to level yourself up, just like you can with any sort of Dark Souls, Elden Ring-esque game. Nice thing with having so many enemies early on that aren't too difficult or challenging is you get the opportunity to work around and play around with different combos, see what you like, kind of learn the system of the game itself. And the game does punish you for when you do make mistakes. You have your health bar, you have your resonance bar, which is sort of like your SP or your mana, if you want to equate to those kind of games. And then obviously you got your stamina. The cool thing about this game is the way it gets you stamina back. Obviously there's a passive regen, you've got your little healing dances. But the cool thing about it too is whenever you get a successful parry, it actually gives you some of your stamina back. Now, this is the first boss fight. It was a fun little fight, honestly. One thing that I learned in this fight is that you can actually parry mid-attack, which kind of helps out too. You don't get stuck in animation. So this game is definitely far easier on you than it would be if you were playing Dark Souls or Elden Ring or something like that. That little bar that you see filling up whenever I land an attack or if I parry at the right time, it starts to fill up. Essentially like a stagger meter. Once it's completely filled and you parry at the right time, you essentially get a special retaliation attack. And you also get really cool execution animations on certain enemies. It's not just the bosses. Once you get this first boss done, you'll be able to go to your tab screen. You have your soul arts, which is essentially, I guess, like your special abilities, your meteor slice, which sends you forward, slashing a bunch, meteor dash, covers a short distance, alpha roar, which freezes enemies in place, and then the meteor zone, which that just looks like something out of an anime. You can also level up HP, resonance, your stamina, and damage. And there does seem to be some underlying story. With the different weapons, they have a different description. The basic greatsword pretty much comes with some memory of its master, which gives you your power and ability to fight. And it does mention something called the Forgotten King's Final March. For my run, I decided to grab the Meteor Dash, just because I love dashing and that kind of cool ability attacks. The nice thing about even the demo, it's already rewarding you if you decide to explore parts of the map. Just after the first boss, if you look around, you'll be able to find another SP point. Now, leading up to the next boss, it just takes you through the rest of the environment. Apparently, there are going to be other environments besides this canyon mesa area, including things like dense forest areas. And also, don't laugh at me. Come on, I know I missed. So that's an example of the meteor dash right there. All the different attacks and abilities, at least to me, are super cool, unique, and interesting. And you get to use them in every fight, as long as you have the SP or resonance for it. Shortly after you beat Kira the Exile, you end up running into different variety of enemies. One of the first ones being a large, either a Giga or an Acro, I think it's a Giga, wielding a giant hammer, which, that's cool as hell. Some of these enemies are going to have kind of interesting attack patterns. Some of them you're not going to be able to dodge the attacks if you do it too early, etc., just like with Dark Souls. The game at least lets you learn the enemies before it sends them to you en masse. And being able to do a bunch of parries, being able to follow up with attacks, it's just a lot of fun. And using those special moves as little finishers, just a little bit of a cherry on top. Shortly after that fight, you're going to get teased with the final boss. Yeah, that's a big boy. And all around the map, you're going to find little secrets and spots with XP, SP kind of stored away. And just like that little place that I showed you before, where you can get an extra point to be able to get another additional move, here, you find what looks like a katana, or some kind of samurai-esque sword, being guarded by an Anki. But finding this little spot here will get you a summon. The summon is like one of your special abilities where you press down on the D-pad and sends out a cool little raptor that goes through and helps murk your enemies for you. There are other dinos besides just straight up carnivores, as we have here a Parasaur, which I guess is supposed to act as maybe an alarm bell. Different dinos all over the map for you to fight, different areas for you to explore. And honestly, part of the reason it took me so long to beat the demo, 45 minutes, was because I was jumping around the map because, well, I found one secret, two secret, surely there'd be three. And there's a lot more than 3, so if you guys end up getting the demo, take a look around. Try to do some Dino core or something. And let me know if you guys find anything that maybe I might have missed. And just like with Dark Souls, you got to be careful about the height at which you drop from, because this was a good lesson for me that there is something called fall damage. And that's what's super cool as well. Every dino has some sort of execution. What those triggers always are, I'm not entirely sure. And let me know if you guys are liking this game and if you guys are thinking about maybe trying it out for yourself. If you do, let me know in the comments below what your guys' experience was. Now, I didn't show every single fight that the game has, just because otherwise it would be a 40-45 minute long video. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a snippet of some of the cool little fights that I had, especially with the 1v many situation. Using the different abilities, the entire game just feels, runs, and I just enjoy it. I really do. Now, the next boss after Kira, once you go through a couple mobs of Earth enemies, is called Axe, and it's the first one with really unblockable attacks. And when the weapon glows red, you better dodge. The fact that the game rewards you by beating the bosses with a cool execution, nice little level up, it's just fun. I've really enjoyed it so far. Another thing that I really enjoy about this game too is some of the storytelling it gives you with just the environment itself. You'll know when you're about to encroach on a boss's area based off some of the stuff that's around you. When you start seeing large bones and carcasses, lots of SB or items, generally that means that you got a boss coming up, especially if there's a checkpoint right after. The third boss you're going to find is Cassie the Tyrant. And let me tell you, I've never seen a dino beat another mother dino with another mother dino. That's new. After you beat the tyrant, it takes you over here where you find another strange purple meteorite, kind of like where you found your first sword. After breaking it open, however, the demo does unfortunately end. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you think it's worth it. Give you that hype. Or let me know if you guys want me to continue doing stuff like this where it's more of a playthrough. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys and stay trashy. See you guys in the next one.